Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. On this tutorial we'll be teaching you how to make this a steel tank stand with pad footings. Steel tank stand with pad footings. Please do well to subscribe to the channel, like the video, do well to also share the videos to other people so they can watch and also learn. So let's get going. So to get started, we're going to be using orthogonal axis generator. So we click on orthogonal axis generator, we click on any parts on your worksheet. Okay, so for axis spacing, we'll be using 1000, 2000, 2500, and 1000 again. Same thing there. You can just, for the next one, for the axis spacing for the direction of two axes, same 1000, keep space 2500, then keep space in 8000. Okay, so that's how our axis is going to be like. You click on OK. Once you click on OK, this is what you get. Okay, this is how your axis look like. You notice the total length is 4500 on both sides. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is you're going to go to your story or story tree. Right click on it and we're going to insert story. Okay, we're going to be inserting four stories, and we're going to just keep the story height to be 3000. Okay, we're going to click OK. Okay, do you want to continue? Yes, click on OK. So we have story 1, story 2, story 3, story 4. So the next thing we're going to come and do is to come to stories. You right click on your story, come to your edit story. Let's edit our story. So for our story 1, we want a story height of, this is where we're going to have a stud column. So we want a stud column height of story of 400. Okay, because we are going to be so the story height is going to be 3000 for the first one, second one is going to be 3000, and the last one is going to be 3000. Okay, so foundation depth, we leave it at 1100 and we click OK. So now we'll start imputing our columns. We come to story 1. Story 1 is where we're going to have our stud columns. Okay, so come to columns, click on columns, and our stud column size we're going to be using 400 by 400 stud column. Okay, it's rectangular, so 400 by 400. Okay, so you're going to click it here. You're going to put the axis intersection of C2. Okay, you're going to also impute it at axis intersection of C3. We're going to impute it at B2 and also at B3. Okay, that's it. You can come to your view, right click on your view, and let's add 3D analytical view. Okay, you come to your view tabs here, and let's use this as a tab vertical. So whatever we are doing here on the plan, we can also see the same thing on the 3D view. Okay, so we don't get confused. So we have imputed our stud columns. Next thing to do is to go to our story 2, double click on it so you can get the plane. It's going to be a steel tank stand. So you come to modeling, come to your steel members column, okay, So here you are going to pick the steel section you want to. You click on your section manager. Okay, you're going to be using universal U-beam. Universal beam for the column. I'm going to pick 15 by 80 by 152 by 89 by 16. That's what we're going to be using. You click on select, click on OK. So we place it here at C2 intersection, C3 exit intersection B2 and also B3. Okay, if you zoom into your 3D view, you see it has been added. Okay, so that's it for the column. You end this. So you come to modeling again, you click on steel members, click on beam. So we're going to be picking section again, section manager, U-beam. We're going to be using 127 by 76 by 13. So 127 76 by 13. Click on select. Okay. Click and click the endpoint. Okay. Click the endpoint. Add. Click the endpoint. And click the endpoint. Okay. So you can press your escape key, escape twice. So you're going to see this is what you have. Alright, this is what you have. So we don't waste a lot of time, we could generate this to the next stories. Okay, so you just come to your story, click on your plan view story 2. You click on your story, right click on it, you go to generate story. We are generating from story 2. So what's our target story? We are going to be targeting story 3 and story 4. So you hold your shift and click on story 4. So you're going to generate whatever you have in your story 2 to your story 3 and story 4. Okay, so what are we generating? We are generating the columns. It does not have shell walls, so you're just generating columns and beams. Alright, so you can click on OK, close that, zoom out, and this is what you have, what you've generated. Okay, this is what you have. You can come back to the plan view and you come to your story 4. So for our story 4, we are going to be adding beams again. So you can just click on this, right click, and you come to properties. So you can have the same properties of this beam, and we're going to add another beam here. So you click here, add beam here. Okay, click. Okay, so this is what we have. From what you have done, this is what we have. Okay, so after that is quite important you brace your steel members. It's very important to brace your steel members. So you come to steel, you're going to come to bracing, click on brace, and you click on the two members you want to brace. You're going to brace this column and this column. Okay, you click on the first one, you click on the second one, you give it time for it to load. Okay, so what profile are we using for our brace? We are going to be using universal angle. We're going to, I'll come to Euro. let's use okay, let's use a 60 by 60, or no, let's use the British, use the universal angle of 90, 90 and 8. Okay, select OK, click OK. So this is how it's going to be connected. You can change it. Brace type is X bracing. You can change if you don't want the X, if you want the V, you can change it, but we are going to be using an X bracing. Okay, you click on OK. That has been done. If you rotate, you would see that that has been done. Okay, rotate it, that has been done. So we are also going to be bracing this other side of it. So you click on the first column, click on the second one again, same bracing pattern, and click OK. Click and click OK. Click and click OK. Click and click OK. OK. So rotate it. You can see that you're also going to brace this other side of it. Okay. So you can press your escape to forget about that, and that is what your tungsten looks like. That's what your tungsten looks like. You have your columns, you have your beams, and you have your bracing. Okay, next thing we are going to be doing is we are going to be adding the slab. Okay, so we're going to come to steel. You want to add steel member around the circumference of where a tank is going to be. So we're going to come to beams, pick a section. We're going to be using universal section, universal angle. Okay, we're going to run this around. Sorry about that. Sorry. Come to modeling, come to steel, come to beams. Going to pick a section. Okay, select that. Okay, do I want to split? No, I don't want to split. I want it to be a straight member. Okay, no, I don't want to split it. No. So if you don't split your member, you realize that it's, if you click on it, you see where it starts and where it ends. If you had split the member, it would have been at this joint, it would have been a beam here and another one. So we don't want to split our members. So the next thing we want to do is we are going to add a slab on top of this. Okay, we're going to add a slab. Usually it's steel. So what we are going to do to help us with slab, usually we are going to use a steel plate, but Prota does not have a member for a steel plate. So what we are going to do is we are going to break this into smaller bits and have like a composite slab deck. Okay, so how can we do that? We are going to click on this axis. We are going to offset the axis, offset axis. Okay, so press your F2. You're going to be offsetting it by 500. Okay, click on this to offset 500. Click on this, offset Going to F2 minus 500. Okay, and that's it. So we are going to be adding, click this properties, no. So we want a straight member, we don't want to break the member, so no. Okay, cancel that. You click on the axis intersection, no. No. Okay, and that's that. You look at your 3D, this is what you have in your 3D. Okay, so next we are going to be adding the slab deck. So we click on slab, you click on your plan, we click on your slab. Okay, saying we should define our load cases, so you can click on yes to define your load cases first. You can use your loading generator to define load cases, load pattern, click on OK. Automatically it's going to generate load cases for you. In my case, it has generated 11 load cases based on my combination, so click on OK. Now slab drop down menu will appear. All that happens, you can start imputing by beam region. You can start imputing okay, not that we're going to change our slab thickness. Slab thickness we're going to be using 60 millimeter slab, 60. Okay, for our load type, for our loads, we're going to be using the load for a room. Our imposed load is basically the load, depending on the load of the tank that's going to be on top of it. You can convert that and change it to the loads, but I'm going to be using, sorry, let's do that again. Come to slab, 60 loads. I'm going to be using room for the dead load, or room for the dead load. So the imposed load we are going to be using 3 kilonewtons per meter square. Okay, so we're going to be imputing this by beam region, so you just click by beam region. Okay, you click and add your slabs. You can escape that, and this is what we have for our tank stand. This is what we have for the modeling of our tank stand, steel tank stand. Okay, so after that we are going to check our model. Come to your review, come to your building model check. We're going to be checking the model, so you start. We have 0 errors, means that your modeling is perfect. So you can close this. So after checking your model, the next thing you're going to do is for you to come to your analysis, come to your load decomposition by fixed end, and make sure you're on the last where you have your slab deck. Load decomposition, Okay, we're going to select all. We're going to calculate slab loads. So it decomposes the load from the top to the bottom. Give it time while it performs the beam load decomposition. Okay, so it's done with story 4. Click on OK. Okay, so it's saying that there's no plate in the third story, there's no plate in the second story, and there's no plate in the first story. Okay, so it has only done the composition for story 4 because that's the only place we have plates, that's the only place we have slab. So analysis is complete. We close this. So after, the next thing we're going to do is for us to go to a building analysis. Building analysis. Click on your building analysis. We're going to do some settings. We come to edit materials. For our column studs, we want to use a concrete grade of C20-25. So apply to all. Click OK. So steel grade you want to use is 410. Apply to all. Okay, so for our steel columns, we are going to be using S275 steel beam, S275, and our brazing is going to be S2350, S235, 235. Okay, so for our columns, we just come to this grade, you click it, rebar diameter, you click on edit. Okay, so for our rebar diameter, for the first column here is the column, so we want to be using, we want it to provide Y16, only Y16. Okay, so we are going to untick every other thing in that column and just leave a tick at Y16. Okay, since that's the only concrete member we are going to be having on this model and design, so we can forget about this other side. Click OK. OK and OK. So you come to your analysis. We checked our building model, so next is our building analysis. Click on your building analysis. So we're going to be doing column and wall design. I tell you to reselect bars, and now we're going to do steel member design check. We're going to click. Give it a few seconds for it to design your steel sections. So it's reselecting for all our column studs. Okay, so steel member design. Okay, so direction Y, relative story drift satisfies the limit, and direction 2, because of our brazing, there was no too much sway on our member, so it means that our model is stiff enough. And click OK. We're not going to come to post analysis, we're going to just close this. So to check this, we can come to design to check. You can just come and check our columns. Click here, you come to your design, you come to columns to check, you click on it. So it means that all our column passed. The UK beam will use passed. Okay, So we can close this, come to our beams to check all the beams we used also passed. All the beams we used also passed. And close this, come to our bracing. All our bracing passed. Okay, so we can also, to check that and really confirm it, you can come to your review, your visual interrogations, your design status. Okay, so if you zoom into it, green means okay. So everything we did passed. Everything we did passed. The next thing we are going to be adding is going to be pad base, the footing for our tank stand. So you're going to come here, click on your plan view, come to Asterisk 0. You can highlight all and insert pad footing. Okay, so we are going to redesign all. This is big. Okay, I'm going to delete that. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to highlight it and add it one after the other. It's a pad footing. Okay, so we're going to be using a depth of 300. Okay, there's a problem somewhere. So we want to cancel this. So 1000 by 1000 passed. So we are going to cancel this. We are going to come to settings. Come to foundation. General foundations. It's something I want to say. So my minimum pad depth, I want it to be at 300. Minimum, I want it to be at 300. So reliable stress of soil, I want to use 180 for the bearing capacity of my soil. I don't want to use top bars, so I'm going to untick use of top bars. I don't want to use top bars. Okay. Click OK. You can highlight this again. Right click, insert pad footing. Okay, so at 300 it passes. 1000 by 1000 passes. You can click OK. Okay, also highlight these two. Right click, inside pad footing. 1000 by 1000 passes. Okay, highlight this, highlight it, right click, insert pad footing. Okay, and also highlight the last one, right click, insert pad footing. Okay, so that is it. We have successfully designed a steel tank stand on Protastructure, and that's how it looks. Please don't forget to like the video and please subscribe to the channel. And if there's any video you want us to, any tutorials you want us to take on Protastructure, please do well to comment and tell us. I would do well to make a video just for you. Thank you.